All right? Listen to me right now. Stop scrolling. Stop thinking about your next coffee break. Stop daydreaming about that promotion your boss dangled in front of you like a carrot on a string, because I am about to tell you something that is going to make you uncomfortable, something that is going to make you angry, something that might even make you defensive. But it is the truth, and the truth does not care about your feelings. Here it is. Your salary is a drug. It is not income. It is not security. It is a drug, and you are an addict. You are hooked on that direct deposit. You are hooked on that predictable number hitting your bank account every 2 weeks. You are hooked on the illusion of safety. And just like any addiction, it is destroying your life. It is destroying your potential. It is destroying your future. And the worst part, you do not even know it. You think you are playing it safe. You think you are being responsible. You think you are doing the smart thing by showing up to that cubicle every single day, but you are not. You are being a coward. You are trading your time, your freedom, your dreams for a paycheck that barely covers your bills. And meanwhile, the people who understand how money really works, they are leaving you in the dust. They are building wealth. They are building freedom. They are building empires. And you are building someone else's dream. So if you are ready to hear the cold, hard truth about why you are still broke, why you are still stuck, and why 2026 is the year you finally need to quit your job and take control of your financial destiny, then keep listening, because I am about to rip the Band-Aid off, and it is going to hurt. My name does not matter. What matters is this. I have made millions. I have lost millions. I have built businesses. I have sold businesses. I have been on both sides of the table. I have been the employee, and I have been the employer. And let me tell you something. The view is very different from the other side. When you are the employee, you think your boss needs you. You think the company would fall apart without you. You think you are indispensable. You are not. You are a line item. You are an expense. You are a cost that management looks at every quarter and asks, can we cut this? Can we outsource this? Can we automate this? That is the truth. That is how the game works. And if you do not understand that, you are already losing. Now, I am not here to sugarcoat anything. I am not here to make you feel good. I am not here to tell you that you are special and that your dreams are valid and that everything is going to work out if you just believe in yourself. That is garbage. That is what motivational speakers sell you so they can get rich while you stay poor. I am here to give you the data. I am here to give you the strategy. I am here to give you the playbook that the wealthy use to stay wealthy. And if you are smart, you will listen. If you are not, you will keep doing what you have always done. And you will keep getting what you have always gotten, which is nothing. So here is the deal. You are going to smash that subscribe button right now, not later, now. Because this channel is the only place where you are going to get the unfiltered truth about money. No fluff, no feel-good nonsense, just cold hard numbers and strategies that work. And if you do not subscribe, that is fine. Go back to your job. Go back to your cubicle. Go back to trading your life for a paycheck. But do not come crying to me in 10 years when you are still broke and still stuck and still wondering why everyone else is getting ahead while you are standing still. Let me paint you a picture. The economy in 2026 is a trap. It is a beautiful, shiny, well-decorated trap, and you are walking right into it. Everyone is talking about how strong the job market is. Everyone is talking about wage growth. Everyone is talking about opportunity. And it is all a lie. Let me tell you why. First, inflation. Real inflation, not the garbage numbers the government feeds you. I am talking about the real cost of living, the cost of housing, the cost of food, the cost of healthcare, the cost of education. These costs have exploded over the last 5 years, and they are not coming down. Your salary, maybe it went up 3%, 4% if you are lucky. Congratulations. You are still losing because inflation is running at 6, 7, 8% in the things that actually matter. You are getting poorer every single year, and you do not even realize it because that direct deposit keeps hitting. That drug keeps flowing. And you keep telling yourself everything is fine. Second, job security is dead. It does not exist anymore. I do not care what industry you are in. I do not care how senior you are. I do not care how many years you have been at the company. You can be gone tomorrow. One bad quarter, one restructuring, one new CEO who wants to make his mark, and you are out. With nothing, with a severance package if you are lucky, with nothing but a cardboard box and a LinkedIn post about how you are excited for your next opportunity. That is not security. That is a ticking time bomb, and you are sitting on it. Third, taxes. The more you make as an employee, the more they take. You are in the highest tax bracket. You have zero deductions. You have zero control. You are a cash machine for the government. Meanwhile, business owners, investors, people who understand the tax code, they are paying 15%, 10%, sometimes zero, because they know how the game works. They know how to structure their income. They know how to build wealth without getting destroyed by taxes. And you are getting crushed every single paycheck, and you think that is normal. You think that is just how it works. It is not. You are playing a rigged game, and you are losing. Fourth, the opportunity cost. This is the big one. This is the one nobody talks about. Every year you spend as an employee is a year you are not building equity. You are not building assets. You are not building a business. You are trading time for money, and time is the one thing you can never get back. Let me break this down with numbers, because numbers do not lie. Let us say you make $80,000 a year, good salary, better than most. You feel comfortable, you feel secure, but here is what you are really making. After taxes, you are taking home maybe $55,000. After rent or mortgage, you are down to maybe $35,000. After car payments, insurance, food, utilities, you are down to maybe $15,000, maybe. And that is if you are being smart. That is if you are not eating out. That is if you are not buying garbage you do not need. That is if you are not trying to keep up with everyone else. So you save $15,000 a year. Congratulations. In 10 years, you will have $150,000, maybe $200,000 if you invest it wisely. That sounds good until you realize that is not wealth. That is not freedom. That is barely a down payment on a house in most cities. That is barely enough to survive for 2 years if you lose your job. That is not a plan. That is a disaster waiting to happen. Now let me show you the other side. Let us say instead of staying in that job, you take that same 10 years and you build a business. You start small, you bootstrap, you struggle, you fail, you learn. And by year 5, you are making the same $80,000 you were making as an employee. But now it is your business. It is your equity. It is your asset. And by year 10, that business is worth $500,000, $1 million, maybe more. And now you have options. You can sell it. You can scale it. You can hire people to run it while you build the next thing. That is wealth. That is freedom. That is how you win the game. But most people never take that path. You know why? Because they are addicted to the salary. They are addicted to the security. They are addicted to the drug. Let me tell you exactly how to quit your job in 2026. And I am going to go deep on every single point, because this is not theory. This is not motivational garbage. This is the playbook. This is what works. Point number 1, stop thinking like an employee. Start thinking like an owner. This is the most important shift you will ever make. And most people never make it. They spend their entire lives thinking like an employee. What does that mean? It means you trade time for money. It means you wait for someone to tell you what to do. It means you wait for permission. It means you wait for a promotion. It means you wait for a raise. You are always waiting, always hoping, always dependent on someone else. That is the employee mindset, and it is killing you. The owner mindset is different. Owners do not trade time for money. They build systems, they build assets, they create value, and they capture that value. Let me give you an example. An employee in marketing makes $60,000 a year. They show up, they do their job, they run campaigns, they report to their boss, they get their paycheck, they go home. That is it. An owner in marketing builds an agency. They hire other marketers, they sign clients, they build processes, they build systems, and now they are not trading their time for money. They are leveraging other people's time. Their income is not capped at $60,000. It is capped at how many clients they can serve, how many people they can hire, how big they can scale. That is the difference. That is why owners get rich and employees stay broke. And the crazy thing, the owner probably started as that $60,000 employee. They just made a decision. They made a shift. They stopped thinking like a victim and started thinking like a player. Point number 2, build a cash cushion before you quit. This is non-negotiable. I do not care how excited you are. I do not care how much you hate your job. I do not care how ready you think you are. If you do not have cash, you are not ready. Period. Here is the rule. 6 months of expenses, minimum, not 6 months of salary, 6 months of expenses. There is a difference. If you spend $4,000 a month, you need $24,000 in the bank before you even think about quitting. And that money is not for investing. It is not for starting your business. It is your survival fund. It is your cushion. It is what keeps you from panicking when month 3 hits and you have not made $1 yet. Because here is what nobody tells you. When you quit your job and start a business, you are going to go through hell. Month 1 is exciting. You are free. You are motivated. You are working on your dream. Month 2 is harder. The reality sets in. You are working more hours than you ever did at your job, and you are making $0. Month 3 is terrifying. The bills are piling up, your savings are shrinking, your family is asking questions, your friends think you are crazy, and you start to doubt yourself. This is where most people break. This is where most people crawl back to their job with their tail between their legs. And they tell themselves it was not the right time. They tell themselves they gave it a shot. But the truth is they were not prepared. They did not have the cushion. They did not have the runway, and they crashed. Do not be that person. Build the cushion. 6 months minimum, 12 months if you can, because the longer your runway, the better your chances, the more risks you can take, the more failures you can survive, and survival is the game. If you can survive long enough, you will figure it out. You will find the model, you will find the customers, you will find the revenue, but you have to survive first. Point number 3, start your business while you still have your job. This is the move that separates the smart people from the idiots. The idiots quit their job and then try to figure out what business to start. They burn through their savings while they are brainstorming, while they are testing ideas, while they are learning. And by the time they figure it out, they are broke and they are desperate. And desperation makes you stupid. Desperation makes you take bad deals. Desperation makes you say yes to clients you should say no to. Desperation makes you compromise. The smart people do it differently. They start their business while they still have their job. Nights, weekends, early mornings. They sacrifice their free time. They sacrifice their Netflix. They sacrifice their social life. And they build, they test, they learn, they fail small, they iterate. And by the time they quit their job, they are not starting from zero. They already have customers. They already have revenue. They already have proof of concept. That is the move. That is how you de-risk it. Let me give you a real example. I know a guy who was making $90,000 a year as a software engineer. Comfortable job, good benefits, but he wanted out. He wanted to build his own thing. So what did he do? He started freelancing on the side, nights and weekends. He built websites for small businesses, charged $2,000 per site. Nothing crazy, but he did it while he still had his job. After 6 months, he had 10 clients, $20,000 in revenue. After 12 months, he had 20 clients, $40,000 in revenue, and he was only working 10 to 15 hours a week on his side business. Then he quit his job. But here is the key. When he quit, he was not starting from zero. He already had clients. He already had cash flow. He already had momentum. And within 6 months of quitting, he was making more from his business than he ever made at his job. That is how you do it. That is how you win. You do not jump off the cliff and hope you figure out how to fly on the way down. You build your wings first, then you jump. Point number 4, pick a business model that does not require massive capital. This is critical because most people think they need $100,000 to start a business. They think they need investors. They think they need loans. They think they need an office and employees and equipment. That is all garbage. That is old thinking. That is how people went broke in 1985. In 2026, you can start a business with almost nothing. You need a laptop, you need an internet connection, and you need a skill that people will pay for. That is it. The best business models are service-based, consulting, coaching, freelancing, agency work. These models have zero overhead. You do not need inventory. You do not need a storefront. You do not need employees. You just need clients. And you can find clients online right now, today. Let me give you the formula. Step 1, pick a skill you already have. Marketing, writing, design, video editing, web development, sales. It does not matter. If you have been working for 5 years, you have a skill someone will pay for. Step 2, package that skill into an offer. Do not just say, I am a marketer. Say, I help e-commerce brands increase their Facebook ad revenue by 30% in 90 days. That is an offer. That is something someone can buy. Step 3, find 10 potential clients. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook groups, Reddit, Twitter, they are everywhere. Step 4, reach out, send a message, send an email, offer value. Do not pitch, do not beg. Just start a conversation. Offer to help. Offer a free audit. Offer a free consultation. Get your foot in the door. Step 5, close one client, just one. Prove the model. Deliver results. Get a testimonial. Get a referral. Step 6, repeat. Do it again and again and again. That is it. That is the business. No fancy office, no employees, no investors, just you, your skill, and clients who pay you. And the beauty of this model is you can start it tonight, right now, while you still have your job. You do not need permission, you do not need capital, you just need to start. Point number 5, fire yourself from the income. This is advanced, but this is how you actually get rich. Most people who quit their job and start a business just create another job for themselves. They are working 80 hours a week. They are stressed. They are burned out, and they are still trading time for money. That is not freedom. That is a prison you built yourself. The goal is not to replace your salary. The goal is to build a business that runs without you. That means systems. That means processes. That means hiring. That means delegation. Let me break this down. Phase 1 is you. You are the business. You are doing everything. Sales, delivery, customer service, accounting. Everything. This is fine at the beginning. This is how you learn. This is how you figure out what works. But you cannot stay here. Phase 2 is you plus contractors. You keep doing sales. You keep doing strategy, but you hire freelancers to do the execution. You hire a designer, you hire a writer, you hire a developer. You are now leveraging other people's time. Your income is no longer capped by your hours. Phase 3 is you plus a team. You hire full-time people, you build systems, you document processes, you train people, and you start to step back. You are no longer doing the work, you are managing the work, you are leading, you are growing. Phase 4 is the business runs without you. You have a team, you have systems, you have managers, and you can disappear for a month and the business keeps making money. That is freedom, that is wealth, that is the goal. But most people never get there. You know why? Because they cannot let go. They cannot delegate. They cannot trust other people to do the work. And so they stay stuck in phase 1, working 100 hours a week, making okay money, but never actually building wealth. Do not be that person. Build systems, hire people, fire yourself from the income. Point number 6, understand the tax game. This is where you actually get rich because it is not about how much you make. It is about how much you keep. And as an employee, you keep almost nothing. Let me show you the math. If you make $100,000 as an employee, you pay 30% in taxes. Federal, state, Social Security, Medicare, you are taking home $70,000, maybe less depending on where you live. But as a business owner, the game is different. You get to deduct everything, your home office, your car, your phone, your internet, your meals, your travel, your education. Everything that is related to your business is a deduction, and deductions lower your taxable income. So instead of paying taxes on $100,000, maybe you are paying taxes on $60,000, maybe $50,000. That is a massive difference. That is an extra $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in your pocket every single year. And that is just the beginning. If you structure your business as an S-Corp, you can split your income into salary and distributions. And distributions are not subject to self-employment tax. That is another 15% you are saving. If you invest your profits into real estate or other businesses, you get depreciation, you get write-offs, you get tax credits. The wealthy do not pay taxes, not because they are cheating, but because they understand the code, they understand the rules, and they play by them. You need to do the same. Hire a good accountant, not your buddy who does taxes on the side, a real accountant who specializes in small business. Pay them well and let them show you how to keep more of what you make. This is not optional. This is how you win. Point number 7, stop listening to broke people. This is going to make you uncomfortable, but it is true. The people around you do not want you to quit your job. Your parents, your friends, your spouse, they are all going to tell you it is too risky. They are all going to tell you to play it safe. They are all going to tell you to wait. And you know why? Because they are scared. They are projecting their fear onto you. They never took the risk. They never built anything. They never bet on themselves. And they do not want you to either. Because if you succeed, it makes them look bad. It makes them question their own choices. It makes them realize they settled. And people do not like that feeling. So they will sabotage you. Not consciously, but they will. They will plant seeds of doubt. They will remind you of every failure. They will ask you what happens if it does not work. And if you listen to them, you will stay stuck. You will stay safe. You will stay broke. So here is what you do. You stop talking to them about your business. You stop asking for their opinion. You stop seeking their approval. You find new people. You find people who have done what you want to do. You find people who are building businesses. You find people who are taking risks. You find people who understand the game, and you listen to them. You learn from them. You model them, because success leaves clues. And if you want to be successful, you need to hang around successful people, not your broke friends who are still complaining about their boss. Point number 8, accept that you are going to fail. A lot. This is the part nobody talks about. Everyone wants to show you the highlight reel, the wins, the success, the money, but nobody shows you the failures, the rejection, the months of zero revenue, the clients who ghost you, the launches that flop, the ideas that do not work. That is the real game. That is what building a business actually looks like. And if you are not prepared for it, you are going to quit. Let me tell you something. I have failed more times than most people have tried. I have lost money. I have lost time. I have lost relationships. I have had businesses that went to zero. And every single time I learned something. Every single failure taught me what not to do. Every single failure made me better. And eventually the wins started to outweigh the losses. But you have to be willing to stay in the game long enough to get there. Most people quit after the first failure. They try something, it does not work, and they say, see, I told you it was too risky, and they go back to their job, and they spend the rest of their life wondering what if. Do not be that person. Fail forward, fail fast, fail often, but keep going, because the only way you actually lose is if you quit. Point number 9, obsess over cash flow, not revenue. This is a big mistake I see all the time. People brag about revenue. They say, I made $50,000 this month, and they think they are winning, but revenue means nothing. Cash flow is everything. You know why? Because you can make $50,000 in revenue and spend $60,000 in expenses, and now you are broke. You are going backwards, and this happens all the time. People scale too fast. They hire too many people. They spend too much on ads. They lease an office they do not need, and they burn through all their cash. And then one bad month happens. One client leaves, one campaign fails, and they are done. They are out of business. So here is the rule. Cash is king, always. You need to know your numbers every single day. How much cash do you have in the bank? How much are you spending? How much are you making? What is your runway? What is your burn rate? These are not optional metrics. These are survival metrics. And if you do not know them, you are flying blind and you are going to crash. So get obsessed with cash flow, cut expenses, negotiate with vendors, collect from clients faster, delay payments when you can. Do whatever it takes to keep cash in the bank, because cash gives you options, cash gives you time, cash gives you power. And without it, you have nothing. Point number 10, build multiple streams of income. This is the final piece. This is how you actually get wealthy. One income stream is risky. It does not matter if it is a job or a business. If that one stream dries up, you are in trouble. But if you have 3, 4, 5 streams, you are bulletproof. One stream can go to zero and you are still okay. So how do you build multiple streams? You start with your core business. That is stream 1. That is where you focus most of your energy. That is what pays the bills. But once that is stable, you add stream 2. Maybe it is a digital product, an online course, an ebook, a membership site, something you create once and sell forever. That is passive income. That is leverage. Then you add stream 3. Maybe it is affiliate marketing. Maybe it is consulting. Maybe it is investing in other businesses. It does not matter. The point is you are diversifying. You are spreading risk. You are building a portfolio of income. And now you are not dependent on any one thing. That is freedom. That is security. That is wealth. But here is the key. You do not do this on day one. You do not try to build 5 income streams at once. That is a recipe for disaster. You will spread yourself too thin. You will do everything poorly, and you will make nothing. You focus on one stream until it is working, until it is profitable, until it is stable. Then you add the next one and the next one. That is how you build real wealth. Slow, steady, strategic. All right, let me wrap this up. Because if you have made it this far, you are either ready to change your life or you are just wasting time. And I hope it is the former. Here is the cold, hard truth. Your salary is a drug, and you are an addict. Every 2 weeks, that direct deposit hits, and it feels good. It feels safe. It feels like security, but it is not. It is a trap. It is a cage. And every year you stay in that cage, you are getting poorer, you are getting older, You are getting further away from the life you actually want. And the worst part? You know it. Deep down, you know you are settling. You know you are capable of more. You know you were not put on this earth to sit in a cubicle and make someone else rich, but you are scared. You are scared of failure. You are scared of judgment. You are scared of the unknown. And so you stay comfortable, you stay safe, you stay broke. And that is a tragedy because 2026 is your year. This is the year the economy is going to punish employees and reward owners. This is the year AI is going to eliminate jobs and create opportunities. This is the year the gap between the wealthy and the poor is going to explode. And you get to choose which side you are on. You can stay in your job, you can keep collecting that paycheck, you can keep pretending everything is fine, and in 10 years, you will be exactly where you are now. Maybe worse, or you can quit. You can bet on yourself. You can build something. You can take the risk. And in 10 years, you will be free. You will be wealthy. You will be living the life you actually want. But it starts today, not tomorrow, not next month, not when the timing is perfect. Today, go build your cash cushion, go start your side business, go pick your model, go find your first client, go take the first step because the clock is ticking. And every day you wait is a day you will never get back. Now, if you got value from this, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because I am going to keep dropping the truth. I am going to keep giving you the playbook. I am going to keep showing you how the wealthy think, how they operate, and how they win. And if you are serious about changing your life, you need to be here. You need to be learning. You need to be taking action. And if you are not going to do that, if you are just going to keep making excuses, then unsubscribe. Go back to your job. Go back to your comfortable life. Go back to being broke. Because I do not have time for people who are not serious. I do not have time for people who just want to complain. I only work with winners. I only work with people who are ready to do what it takes. So the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to quit the drug? Are you ready to quit your job? Are you ready to build the life you actually want? If the answer is yes, then let's go. Let's make 2026 the year everything changes. Let's make it the year you finally take control. Let's make it the year you finally win, because you deserve it. You have worked hard enough. You have sacrificed enough. You have played by the rules long enough. Now it is time to write your own rules. Now it is time to build your own game. Now it is time to get rich. I will see you in the next one. Now go to work.